Ba-ba. Hey, this is Andy with the Facebook Live TV show. Welcome. That's my own theme song that I was trying to make up there for my new theme song. This is a really fantastic time for all of us that are in the social media world, social media marketing, social media live broadcasting, webcast, product creation online. Whoever it is that you're in this area, it could not be better because we're on the very beginning of the growth of so many tools. One of those, of course, is Facebook. We all know that Facebook right now is the thing, and Facebook will probably continue to be the thing for quite some time. But at some point, I'm fairly sure, not positive, but fairly sure that something else will come along and take over the space, and we'll build to a tool that will be very effective for all of us who are in this marketing business. And so the main tool right now that I think is one that you all should have a part of, and that is Facebook private groups or Facebook groups. And if you're not utilizing Facebook groups, you are probably falling short just a little bit on what the potential is for you to create an audience or to create followers or raving fans. And that is that when you begin to connect with somebody is that you want to bring them into a circle of trusted, sometimes vetted, sometimes customers who have paid you money, and now this is where you want to give them value. In this group setting, it is a really great place to communicate and organize and give them things for, again, their loyalty or for their payment and their trustworthiness to give you a payment in the sense that you are going to give them something of value. And so this group concept that Facebook just yesterday, or was the day before yesterday, Mark Zuckerberg came on and announced some new tools that you'll be able to use within the group, and that is to know how long they're engaging, what videos they're clicking on, paying attention to what it is they're doing, their activities and their habits. Knowing that will allow you to design the group to meet their needs, especially when you can see what it is they're actually clicking on and what it is they're doing within that group. And I think this is very powerful. I'm going to show you a couple of things where I think that Facebook groups are the new gold mine. For all of you that are in the business of making money. But again, you want to make sure that you're giving value. And I think the Facebook group is a great way to give value in this world of Facebook groups. And it really is the new gold mine. One of the things that I'm doing right now in at least two of my groups, and this is a strategy for two groups, and that is, I'm going to share my page here. Oh, how did that come on? Things that I'm doing right now. I don't know why that came on, but it did. Make sure I'm still broadcasting here. Yes. All right. So, and also I just want to make sure and let you know that I'm in Be Live, the platform Be Live. The reason I let you know that is because both of the products that I'm going to share with you right now that I'm broadcasting from and that I created groups are pages and groups where I am teaching people how to use this technology. And so I always want to explain what it is I'm using, how I'm using it, besides the Yeti mic and the green screen and all that kind of stuff. So I'm using BeLive.tv, great platform. You get 14 days for free if you just give it a shot and give it a try. And I think all the tools work in that 14-day free trial. So anyway, so let me go ahead and change my screens here so that when I switch over, you will see the Facebook Live TV show. All right, so here is the strategy right now that I'm using, and that is I have a public group, or a public page where I am speaking to people. Right now, this is where I'm broadcasting. If I were to scroll a little bit, you would see right here that this is where we are broadcasting from. You can see that right there. I'm not going to click on it because you'll get the feedback of me talking, but this is a public page. This is where people come. This is where I send people when I meet them at Chamber of Commerce meetings, BNIs, all that kind of stuff, or just whenever I'm meeting people, an Uber. Sometimes I meet the Uber driver and say, hey, you got to check out my show called the Facebook Live TV show and see what we're doing, because there we are teaching people how to create their own Facebook Live TV shows. From there, you can see as I scroll down, there is this graphic here. This is a gate, and I'm going to change that graphic so it's even better as I'm getting better at designing and creating my own graphics. But when you click on this, it'll send you to a gate to get access into a private group. The private group is $9.99 a month, and once somebody pays, I then grant them access to the private group, and it looks like this. So when they go in, here is the Facebook Live Producers Group. Did I say create a launch a profit? Sorry, I have two. So this is the Facebook Live TV show. This is the public group, and then here is the producers group. All right, and this is where we are going to and here you see I'm beginning to create a training course, which I'm going to come back to in a minute, inside this group. This is where I give more in-depth training. This is where people ask questions and I give them information and actually show them what it is that I do to create a Facebook Live TV show and the things that they can do. All right, and I even share some other things. I interviewed people that are in the niche here and here. And then we talk about, again, about how we create a show and some of the techniques and tools that we use. Here is Create It, Launch It, Profit. This is the public page where we talk about people creating online products and how they can profit from it. And that includes even creating a group, a private group, and profiting from that. And so as it's thinking there, come on. There we go. All right, so here is the public group, and I broadcast here live. I give them good information, but not all the information. And they say, if you want to learn more, we're going to go in greater depth in the private group. Come and join us. You're going to click on this graphic right here. Same thing. It takes them through a gate where they paid $9.99 a month. Once they've paid that $9.99 a month, then they get access to the private group, which is right here. So now here we have the private group, Create, Launch It, Profit Training Group. And inside here, we have the more extensive training, including a training program. And inside here, I've created a training program. Here's the membership guide. You open that up and you can see inside this group. It doesn't go anywhere else. It's in a Facebook group. This is the training course, right? So I got chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. If you click on any one of these links, let's go ahead and click on chapter 4. It then takes you to the next file, which has an explanation of what they're going to get into this particular chapter. And here are the training videos that are inside this particular part. This is all in a Facebook group. You can do it yourself. It's free. All right. You don't have to buy anything else. I hate that video. The one I click on is the one where my face is all washed out. All right, let's play on this one. And just simply plays right there in the document in the private group. And this is where we train you how to use that. Hey, Miguel, Mario, nice. Glad to see you guys. Nice, nice. All right, so that is one of the things that I think you really need to be aware of. I'm going to go ahead and come back to my camera here for just a second. And get out of there. All right, so in a private group, you can have a gate where people pay $9.99 a month to get in, right? Once they're in, they pay monthly. So on my phone, which I don't have with me, I get the monthly payments of people being in that group. When they want something, all they do is message me and say, hey, do you know how to do this? Or is there anybody in the group that knows how to do this? If I happen to know something, then I will create a video behind it. Over the last 3 days, I think I've created 3 videos based on what people wanted within one or more of the groups. One of them had to do with how do you download a Facebook Live and then repurpose it in YouTube. And so I created a video very quickly, all the steps that you need to do that. I then uploaded it into a Facebook group, and everybody has access to that. It will go into that membership training program that's inside the Facebook group additionally. So they don't have to scroll through the whole thing to try to find it. They just simply need to go into that membership page and find out where that particular thing is discussed. Click on it, and there the video will be. Another one was, I just finished one on putting a video or beginning to put products within a page on New Kajabi that is responding to the needs of the group. And again, I think that is a valuable tool that is available to you to be able to do that. And I think there's a gold mine there. And this is just the beginning. And things are going to get different and get faster. Let's see. To confirm what you said earlier, the 14-day Be Live trial does allow you access to all available features and formats. Yes, thank you, April. April is a very active member of the Be Livers group, and I think the Be Live. And I'm not sure if April works for him, but she does a really good job for him, I'll tell you that. She just reminded me, as you can see in the comments, that says that, yes, doing the 14-day free program, the free access to BeLive.tv, you get all of the features. And that includes, if you wanted to, if you see the link on there, you can actually join me. So Mario, if you have your camera set up, or Miguel, if you have your camera and mic set up, you can feel free to come and join me on this broadcast. I don't see anybody in the lobby right now, but you're able to click on that, just simply connect, and you'll be on the show with me. It allows you to do these lower thirds that I have here. It allows me to show April's comment, which I should have showed when she was on, and I should hide my lower third. So there's April's comment about that. Yes, the 14 days includes everything. You can do anything you want in all of the formats. Thank you, Miguel. Telling me looking good for a super. Oh, John McCabe is joining me. Hey, Johnny, how are you doing? Let's bring you up to, this is the first time. There you go. Hey, John McCabe, how are you?
I'm doing well. What are you?
Very good. What's new with you? I haven't talked to you in a while.
No, I've been kind of low key. I've been working on my program, actually, building out the modules in my Kajabi, as well as getting my 2-day intensive coaching program put together. So I'm kind of low key working on that, and I have some private clients around the world who are actually going through the process, the acceleration blueprint process right now. So we're just, I think next week we start hitting Facebook Live. As part of the program, they're doing Facebook Lives. So I think that starts next week for at least 2 of them.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very good. So, I'm going to go ahead and bring on Miguel too. He just called me Superman, so he gets a free entry into the group here. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Hey, Miguel, how you doing? Miguel, my bell is not listening to me. Hello, Miguel. Well, let me pull him down until. Oh, wrong button. I pushed the wrong button. Oh, well, Miguel can't hear us right now. But so back to the program. Do you, let's see, let's first talk about the reason that we're on here today, at least I am on today, is to talk about the gold that you can find in Facebook groups. Are you utilizing a Facebook group currently in any of the programs that you are running right now?
I have a couple set up, but I don't have a lot of activity in them right now. I only have a couple of private clients, so there's not enough to create anything. So the answer is I have them set up, but I'm not utilizing them.
All right. Well, I think that would be the third way of using them to create a revenue stream, in the sense that you had talked about your private clients, in that you now add value to the aspect of them being your clients. So in some cases, you could just be a coach, you can meet with them once a week, and that would be it, right? But now by having a Facebook group, you can continue their training the rest of the week with maybe if you meet with them on a Monday, and maybe Wednesday you have an idea about something that will reflect well on your private clients, and you can post directly into that group and put something in there that's specific for them, which by just doing that can add value to what it is that you're already giving them on a weekly basis. So how often are you meeting with your private clients?
Twice a week.
Okay. And so in some cases, I have a client that I'm currently working with. We were talking about branding, and I did post a video about branding the other day using a program called Coolers. And after I had talked to her, I told her, you know what, I'll put together a little video, and I'm currently creating a video that shows you how to use Coolers and how to use the colors in Google Slides and that kind of stuff. And so that would be a video that I'll put together based on our meeting that will go into the group, so that not only does she get the value of seeing that video, the rest of the group sees the value of that video. But that will be something that I would be giving access to a private group, adding value to who she is within my circles. So that would be good for you.
It just eliminates a lot of duplication too. Trust me.
Yeah, for sure.
Saying the same thing over and over to the clients individually. Yeah.
Yep. Let me try to bring Miguel in one more time. I see he's looking at the screen now. Maybe he can hear us now. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Miguel. Hello.
You must have you muted, Andy.
He must. Unmute. No mute. Andy got to go. I have some other commitments. Oh, he's got to go anyway. All right. Talk to you later, Miguel.
Great seeing you, Miguel.
Nice talking to you. All right. So not a perfect technology, especially when somebody's not connected correctly. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, do you know the steps of creating a membership course within a Facebook group? Have you seen me doing that lately?
The members within a Facebook group? No, I don't think I've watched you walk through that.
All right. So I'm going to share my screen here. You know, I'm going to try to do it through BeLive. I was doing it through Mimo Live earlier. Let me see what happens when I use.
Are you using 22 Social?
No.
To do this?
Hold on. I got to figure out how to do this. I think I got to open it up in a different window. Stand by while I work on this a little bit. This will be, I'm so used to using Mimo Live that I'm not quite sure how to do this yet with BeLive. And I'm going to learn on the fly, and you're all going to get the opportunity to watch me probably mess up. But it is easy. Everything that you could do in BeLive is actually fairly easy. So,
sorry, what did you say you're doing? You're setting up a membership area in your group?
Yeah, there's a membership. You can set up a membership training course in a group.
I received the email from Facebook with all the changes in the group settings. I just haven't gone in to actually take a look at them all yet.
Yeah, I don't even think they talk about it in that particular document. I'll show you here in just a second. I'm just getting it set up on a different window because I'm on the internet. It's really slow. All right, so let me see if I can share my screen here. I just don't know what it's going to look like when I do that.
I missed you guys in San Diego this time.
I know it. We had a good time over there. To broadcast. Oh, this is interesting. Look at you. We can't even stay on. I don't know how you can see it though. All right. What can you see now? This is interesting. All right. Can you see that, John? I'm not sure if I should leave it in this mode or not. Maybe April could come on. Did you install the BeLive plugin for screen share?
Yeah, I see it in BeLive. I go to Facebook, I see it there, but it's just 1/3 of the screen. So you and I are still on the screen plus.
Oh, I know what I need to do. I'll pull down you and pull down myself, I guess. Will you be able to still hear me? So, John, I don't think you can comment. We go back up and bring this down. There you are, John. All right. I don't know if you can hear me. Could you hear me while I was showing you that page?
No.
Oh, darn it. I'll figure it out. I think April is saying, Yeah, April saying I probably have to do something else.
I was
But
trying to watch what you're doing, and I'm waiting for you to talk. It's like, to explain what you're doing. And I started talking to you. I said, Andy, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
oh, darn it. Yeah, well, again, we're learning as we go here. April does say that if you are speaking, I can't hear you. Did you take your camera out of the broadcast? I might have. And also asked me if I installed the screen share plugin. Well, anyway, I'll bring this right back up here again, and I'll just kind of show you and talked about it. So, oops, you're getting to see all the inner workings, all the background of what's happening here. Hold on, Johnny boy. There you go. So you see here, this is chapter 3 of the membership course, which is inside the Facebook group. So do you know how, like on a page, you can put files on a page, and you can put lists of equipment that you think people should buy for whatever it is you're teaching? Do you have anything like that in your public pages, fan pages?
Maybe, I don't know. I have my outsourcers look after it. I don't. Oh. Yeah. There's a bunch of menus on the left hand side of my pages. So
yeah, on the left hand side there are opportunities that you may have to add value to your Facebook page or your Facebook group, and this is one that you can add value in your group. So in your group, you have what's called a file, and in the file you create these. You just take the URL and put it into your file here, and the video will show up on this particular file, and people can play the videos right there inside of the file, which is in your Facebook group.
Hello, this is Andy joining you from my studio here in Brea, California.
So you have your training course, whatever you would have in Kajabi, you could actually have here in a Facebook group.
Okay.
So,
and how are you when you're driving them through a sales funnel somewhere else and then just setting them up in there?
Yep. On my Facebook page, I have a gate. That's through 22 Social. Okay. But I know that you could have somebody just simply pay you through PayPal. So if you have people that you're talking to, hey, you'd be a perfect fit for our mastermind group. I'll send you an invoice for whatever it is, $20 a month or however you want to set it up in PayPal, and they pay that. Once they paid it, you just grant them access into the Facebook group. But 22 Social does create a gate that can be clicked on in your public page. Yeah. That will allow them to pay, and then it'll send you a message, and you just give them access to the private group. And so, and after that, there's nothing else that's done. PayPal just simply takes $9.99 out of their PayPal account every month and automatically pays you.
So even with 22 Social, it's not an automated process to make them a member of the group. You have to manually do it still?
Yes, that's the only thing that you have to do. It's a click. But there's another thing that's really cool, because I have people that somehow find that private group. I'm not sure how they find it. I must mention it, and so that they search for it and find it. But when they ask for access without going through the gate, Facebook, this is at Facebook now, there's 3 questions that you can send anybody that wants to get access to a group. And one of those questions I have on mine is, what email did you use to go through PayPal to gain access to this private group? That's a question I ask. And so when they see that question, they go, I didn't do that. And so now I send them an iMessage or a Facebook message saying, well, here's the link. As soon as you make that payment, you can have access to the private group. Okay. So it's another way of connecting with people. I think I have like 30 people trying to get into at least the Create a Launch It Profit Facebook group, and I'm messaging them and beginning conversations with them. So here April says, and I'm glad April's on. No, when you share, you have to make your screen shared cam solo and keep yourself in the broadcast. Aha! So I'm so used with Mimo Live, I just click the button and then share my screen. So that's something I have to do differently there. Good to know. Yeah, in Be Live, you can add photos now, and then have the like a slideshow go through. You can set up all of your URLs that you're going to use throughout your show. You can set those all up ahead of time, and click a button and the next one will show up. And there's so many cool little tools you can do in BeLive right now. So those of you that aren't using it should probably try it. In 14 days, give it a try. It's for free. And I think you'll really like it. And you'll learn along with me, you know, what it is you have to do and what you can't do with BeLive. So John, unless you had a question about that membership site.
No, actually, I'm gonna have to go into my Facebook pages now and take a look. And actually,
yeah, there's some good stuff I think you're missing out on. So I want you to share a little bit about what it is that you are currently doing. What is it that you are marketing yourself as?
So I have a process. I created a process for positioning entrepreneurs, business owners, authors, expert speakers as the authority in their marketplace in 100 days or less. And I do it by stacking, within that 100-day time frame, I stack authority positioning tools. So we gain a lot of clarity right up front, creating your authority story, identifying your ideal target market, creating an irresistible offer, and then putting it all together through messaging. And then from that, we pick go through the myths that are generally led to believe in your industry, along with the benefits that your program provides people. And then from that, we create a series, a 12-part series, video series that we do through Facebook Live. And then through the magic of repurposing, we create the authority positioning tools like the book, branded videos, podcasts, blogs, and we also create a webinar that's designed to sell, along with a speaking platform. So if you're going to speak in public or speak, in front of groups, that you have a program that's designed to sell at the end of the speech, at the end of the presentation. So all of the messaging is very congruent throughout all of the authority positioning tools. So when we were creating it, everything remains consistent and congruent. So it's actually quite a process, but it's all done and created. And so working with the private clients, it's usually a 2-day intensive to get all that information. Then we plug it into all the templates. I have scripting templates. I have webinar templates that I've actually created with scripting. And that's from studying a lot of the best people that we've bought stuff from online. Mm-hmm. So reverse engineering their webinars and a lot of the stuff that they do, and transcribing, and then looking for patterns, and then figuring out those patterns, and then creating templates based on that information. And then so that's what I do. And then so within that 100-day time frame, someone has all of those positioning tools created, and it's set up to be on autopilot. So, you're driving people to your book opt-in or your webinar, which is going to sell them. So everything is designed to eventually drive people to the webinar where they're asked to buy.
Wow. And I'm always now that we have this program going on now about Facebook groups, as you're talking, I'm thinking how that could all be done in a Facebook group pretty powerfully, in doing like hot seats with some of your clients that would feel comfortable being on a hot seat in a private group. Those templates that you're creating and that kind of stuff, that could go in a file right in there in a Facebook group where people could have access to it, the ones that you want people to have access to.
The only people that that would be, and that's sort of my catch-22, right? Is it going to be my high-end private clients, or the people that buy my digital course are the people that are allowed in there, or am I going to just make a low-end group, and then what do I make available to them, and what do I keep within the digital course, or just for my private clients? Right. So that's the question, right? If I'm having a low-end, $9.99 or $19.99, $19.99 a month program, what do I make available? Because the reason people are investing in the $2,000 digital course, or investing in the 2-day intensive program, is because I've done all of the work up front. It's because I've spent all the time dissecting and figuring out what everybody is doing, all the successful people are doing, breaking it down, and being able to just take their information and just plug it into these formulas or into these scripts or into these templates. So that's the question that keeps running through my mind is like, well, what do I actually give them for that $20 a month?
Yeah, well, that's the step up, right? That's the funnel that you have to figure out where's the free,
without diluting my high end coaching program.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you have the free, which is you giving away, that lead magnet, whatever that is, whatever that information is.
Webinar.
Yep. And then you have your lower cost, which is the, hey, come meet me, at this event, kind of like a Mike Koenig's thing, where come down there for $97 to San Diego, and we're going to have some speakers. We're going to tell you how to get into the coaching program or the mastermind program, which is $3,000, right? So, I mean, that is the general flow of that funnel, the free to the low cost to the high cost, and figuring out how you're going to utilize that.
I had no problem with the flow of the funnel. It's the information, because I'm such a giving person. This is what I just want to give. But there's got to be, a line between the $20 a month and the people paying me $2,000 or $20,000, right? There's got to be that clear divide where I'm not diluting the $2,000 digital product or my coaching program. So it's like, okay, well, maybe I just do videos inside the private group, but not give away the templates, because that's the stuff that really that's the magic, right? Those templates that I've created, the scripting that I've created, and just the process, the flow of the process, that's really the magic behind the whole program.
Well, I think the line is, and if there's anybody else that wants to speak up, and here's Dean. Let me bring in Dean too. This is a good one. Dean should be connected. If there's anybody else that wants to speak up, and here's Dean. Let me bring in Dean too. Dean just needs to turn down my volume. If there's anybody else that wants to speak up, and here's Dean. Let me bring in Dean. Oh, Dean. You're on.
Dean.
I got to make an adjustment.
There you are. I can hear you. Talk, Dean. Talk.
He doesn't want to talk either.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that third slot.
Hang on.
I'm on. I'm waiting for you, Dean.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay, good. Okay, so did you hear the discussion John and I were just having about his wondering where that line is, or trying to decide where that line's going to be? Dean?
Yes, I think it's true. Can you hear me?
Now I can. There was a little bit of a delay, I think. A long delay.
Long delay.
Yeah, and I'm getting an echo from somebody's speaker.
Oh, I don't think this is going to work out. Hey, Dean, I'm going to pull you down, and I'm sorry, buddy. See, yeah, I'm so sorry. I got to fire you. try to work on something and then come back. But come back. I'm so sorry, Dean. So sorry. So what I was going to say, because I wanted to see what Dean had to think about this. I mean, there is here's my thought process, and I don't know if this is going to help you out or not. You're a much smarter man than I am, but there is we'll start again with the free stuff, right? So you're giving away free stuff. If you watch anybody like Pam Hendrickson, who just gives away, I think, such valuable information. I mean, it's almost too much. Like it causes my brain to explode. And then you have your lower cost, which again, it could be, $97, $200 and something, where you're showing people or telling people how to do it and giving them the tools and the resources that you use and kind of explaining how you use that kind of stuff. And those are the people that want to do it themselves. But often, a lot of those people, want to do it themselves, but never do. And then you have the people that just simply say, you know what, just frickin' do it for me. And I'm going to pay you $10,000. I sometimes feel that that's the divide, right? You have your people that you have to give them free stuff or else they're not going to pay attention to you. So that's a given. And then you have the people that you're going to teach at a lower cost who are going to do it themselves again, maybe, I don't know what the percentage is. I'm sure somebody knows. There's maybe 10% of the people that actually do follow through and do it themselves. And then the rest fall off. And then you have that small percentage, maybe 2% or 5%, that will pay you $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for you to do it for them. Does that work in your model, or is that not, you don't want to do anything for anybody?
Well, that is my model, from the free to the $2,000 digital program to the coaching program. But so between the $0 and the $2,000 program, you know, to do a group like you're talking about, to try to have that group at $20 a month, what do I put in there to not dilute the $2,000 program? So obviously, if someone's paying $20 a month, you know, they're not going to have access to the entire program that other people are investing $2,000 a month into, which is, you know, the 8-module or 7 or 8 module video series, along with all of the scripts, the templates, all the tools that I've created. So obviously, you know, that's the big question, right? What do they get for that $20 versus I already know what the people get for the $2,000. It's what do the people get for the $20 a month?
Well, I think part of it is they get you. I mean, that's the value, right? They get access.
That's priceless.
They get access.
Priceless.
Hey, Dean, are you on? Can you?
Yes.
He was laughing, so he must have been able to hear us.
What are your thoughts on this, Dean? This discussion we're having?
Well, in the coaching model, from a coaching model perspective, you know, part of the problem with the low-end client that can't pay much is because they don't know how to make much. And so part of like when somebody comes on, and I've heard Mike Koenig talk about this, you know, says, well, hey, let me give you a $1 million guarantee here. I'm going to help you make $1 million, and you put $20,000 in an account. Okay. Well, you can use that same model with these people. I do this with local business people. I'll give you an example, a plumber client, okay, and I'm coaching him, and I've set up his business, and I'm getting him on the first page of Google, and I said, well, how would you like to have $100,000 more worth of business this year? So it's like, yeah, how would I do that? I said, well, here's how we're going to do it. If I don't make you money, I don't make money. So here, do this. Put $5,000 in a bank, and I set that up with him to do that. And then I said, okay, now I'm going to help you make 25. When you get 25, I'm going to get the 5, and then you put 5 back out of the 20. So I think some of the issue on the low end is that model is we have to help them make money, and we have to, if you say take John's model and say, okay, here's a 6-month coaching program for you, but it's all you've already done it, and we're going to help you make money. Now, at the end of that, if you don't make money in 3 months, well, then you're just a $20 a month customer, and you get what you get. Kind of approach. I don't know if that makes sense in what I'm saying, how I'm, tracking that. But I think if you have that, let me help you make money, and when you do, then you will, anybody with sense is going to say, well, then I want to get in the bigger program, because if you can help me make, $20,000, you can help me make $100,000 or $200,000 or $1 million, because we all know that's a wash, rinse, repeat thing in helping them get to the bigger client. And so I think there's an adjustment for that end, is figure out how do I help them make money to pay me first. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense, because that's you guys know Barry Schimmel. That's what
right.
That's his model. That's
Barry's model.
I'm gonna work with you, and I'm gonna make you money so you can pay me.
Yes.
I'm gonna make you money so you can pay me more, so you can hire me at the $17,500 for 2 days. So right. I'll work with you for a little bit up front, but we're actually going to make money. And he does it. That's how he gets a lot of his clients, is he gets them making money right away, and then they come back for more. Then they hire him at his full-blown 2-day coaching program.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like also the book writing, or helping people become bestsellers, is that, we'll get you a Kindle and a print version of your book, get a cover and that kind of stuff. If we can get you to bestseller, there'll be a $2,000 bonus in it for us. if we get you to number 1 bestseller, then it's a $5,000 bonus. We all know it's pretty easy to get to a #1 bestseller. However, that is what many of the guys are doing. They're saying, here's the package. If I get you here, then it's this much. If I get you here, then it's this much. And if you want the full package, we'll get you to #1. So, and there's not that much difference between the not bestseller to the #1 bestseller. But I think those are good models, and they seem to be working for people, because I know that there's guys that are putting them into action. What, Dean? While John is thinking over all the stuff that we just talked about, explain what it is that you do and what you're looking for is for your customer.
Well, from a coaching perspective, it's basically this model of here's some information. From our perspective, it's the free webinar model. Let me deliver 3 really home run things that you can implement, whether it's in your business or in your life, or even in the spiritual perspective. Let me introduce that to you here in this setting, and I'll do that. And then from that, of course, it generates the conversation of, well, if that helped me, now what else do you have? What else can you do for me in that process? And that could be, and I'm trying to narrow it. I'm still working on getting it narrow. I'm still trying to narrow the niche down, because for so many business people, it's a lot. They've been exposed to so much today. They all have the shiny object syndrome. It's not just internet market people; it's everybody. I mean, it's just, well, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. Mm-hmm. And of course, none of it works, because they don't have a strategy. It's just they just try it. So in my speaking process, that's what I'm trying to help them do, is say, okay, well, let's pick one thing that we can work on in your business that will make you money. I'm not interested in working on things that are not going to make you a profit. So I have these things called, $10,000 paydays, and that's kind of what I go. That's my first step. Let me go in and help you make $10,000. Oh, really? Okay, yeah. Let's sit down. Let me help you make because it goes back to the model. If I can help you make $10,000, you can afford to pay me, and I can help you make $100,000. Because all I got to do is that 10 times, and you made it. And so, so from a speaking perspective, that's kind of that approach. Sometimes that involves helping them with their marketing, because we all know that most people, they did not go to school, to learn how to market. Nobody told them how to market. Yep. They're just trying to market, and that's why they can't grow their business. So that's usually where I start, and that's like anything. I wind up in the shiny object syndrome sometimes too, because I'm trying to help them in a field or area I don't know anything about.
Well, now let's circle this all the way back around to the original concept of this particular show, and that's talking about Facebook groups and how it's a little bit of a gold mine, I think, that is not slipping past yet, because it's kind of just started. But do you see how a Facebook group might work for you in that, one thing I was just thinking as you were talking is that we're using tools like Zoom and Skype to meet with large groups of people, even Blue Jeans to meet with people that, that are part of our circle or our mastermind and that kind of stuff. Do you see the possible value of using something like Be Live within a group to do that very same thing, where now you can have people just give them the URL and they can come on when they want to. They don't even have to be on if they don't want to. But then saying, what I want you to do now is go ahead and go over to the left-hand margin. If you click on files, you'll find the template that we're going to work on today, and how easy it would be for them to go to that template and to work on it while you're doing a Facebook Live and walking them through it. I mean, this is just one of the things that I was just thinking about, what you were talking about, and even you, John, is that the ability to do this all within a private group, have a group conversation, have a one-on-one conversation or three-on-one conversation. You can have more people that are standing by in that lobby section. You can have a number of people in there and have this ability to have these conversations. I like the fact that we can keep it to 3. Because if you get more than 3, it actually gets kind of hard to control everybody. So sorry, I don't mean to be jumping around. But do you see how I don't know that Skype or Zoom will even, now that I have this ability, I'd say, hey, hell, just join me in the private group. And we're going to have this mastermind conversation within the private group using Be Live. and here's the link. You can join me anytime you want. And as a matter of fact, there's a file that I want you to open up right now and take a look at that as we're going through that. I want you to fill out the information that's in that file or what have you. I mean, I just think there might be some things there that we can utilize.
Well, yeah, you jumped in one of mine the other night from a free conference call.
Yeah.
And because I in this conversation since then, I've thought about this format right here. I thought, okay, now that they've ramped up the ability to be live, then this makes this very feasible. The only downside is if somebody's trying to call in on their phone, they're not there. They can't participate. At least as far as I know, they cannot. Now, I'm sure there's a Be Live app, and they could do it on their phone, but they can't drive and talk and all the crazy things people do while they're trying to make best use of their time in the world. But I think this kind of format and training is this would be a highly useful thing to be able to do. Now, I think like take what John's doing with it. I think the element we would run into in this is if somebody crosses over the line and let's just say I'll take your group, Andy. It's a $9 a month group, but somebody gets over into the the $2,000 group stuff. How do you figure out what to do with that on a session like this where you got to prepare for that. Of course, John's the master of having it all scripted out. Here's what you do. You do this right here. This is where you deviate this. You go right over here. This is what you say.
If I don't script it, I won't know what to say. I'll be lost.
Yeah, but I think that's what you find is if it's a paid group for sure. If it's just a private mastermind, that's going to lead to something else. That's a different story. But I think I like it. I think it's going to work great. I think I'm anxious to try it with some groups that I'm going to market some stuff to. And like right now, I'm working on. I think that's it. Both of y'all have gotten the point on the beacon dot thing. Whoop, let me get it right there. It's a Bluetooth deal. Well, I've got a bunch of realtors now hitting me up, so I'm going to host a class in a group, almost like a webinar approach, and talk about it and tell all the benefits of it, and then basically say, okay, now here's a buy button. You can buy it and get it and implement this in your business, and you can come back to this group and talk about best practices and other marketing ideas, and everybody will have this. So I think it's very valuable.
Yeah. I think 22 Social does a really good job. They use a Google Hangout in a private group and do a really good job of training. I'm a part of Andrew's training for graphic hacks. And he does a great job of using that platform to show how he creates graphics using Google Slides and that kind of stuff, and the conversation underneath of the Facebook comment section, that kind of stuff. I just think Be Live makes it even better because at a moment's notice, you can bring somebody else on when their mic and everything is working properly, and do it that way. But and then when I learn how to share the screen, again, I'm so used to that the other tools, Mimo Live and that kind of stuff. But I think it's very powerful. And I'm not sure if you heard again Mark Zuckerberg yesterday talking about how you can now track within the group what they're watching, when they're watching. What they're liking, and pay attention. And now you begin to make sure that your group really meets the needs of the people that are in it, because now you're able to watch what it is they're doing, what their activity is. If there's a couple of videos that they're not watching at all, or starting and then not paying attention after that, then hey, they don't want that stuff. They want this other stuff. And right. So there's some powerful tools that they are adding to the ability within a group that I think it's hard to ignore.
Right. Now, does this feature of Be Live still have where you can bring somebody's chat statement or somebody's feed like before?
Yep.
Okay.
Here's April's.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Good. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So you're seeing that, right? Because I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, you guys get a different look. You guys get a different look, and when you go back and look at it, you'll see that it's entirely different than what you're seeing.
Because I'm on Be Live now, not on Facebook, because I had both of them running, and I was getting this huge delay and feedback and all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, why is that doing it? It's because I still have Facebook.
Right. Hey, do you guys know Jeff Adams? You've been following him, any of the stuff that he does at all?
No, I'll say no.
Oh, man, he's world famous in the Be Livers. But yeah, the Be Livers group is a group of people that are using Be Live on a regular basis. And he does some really good stuff on there. What's that?
I see some of the Be Livers videos flying through my feed because I must have liked their Facebook page.
Yeah.
So I do see, in my Facebook feed, people on there all the time.
Yeah, Jeff Adams has some really good guests on his show, so that's another person that we all want to follow. I actually put one of his feeds into the Create a Launch a Profit and the Facebook Live TV show Facebook pages, so you'll find it in there. Just click on that and then share and like and follow, whatever it is you need to do to do that. John, did we help at all? Or did we complicate your life at all?
No, you didn't complicate my life. It takes a lot more than that to complicate my life.
But I really do think the groups is something that you probably, if you haven't been paying attention, I would, if I were you, just go in. I know that it's so easy to get caught up on all these other things that are going on, but based on if your thing is coaching, and especially if you want to bring people together and speak to them in a way that sounds like that you have like a relationship with them, I think a group is a great way to do that. And then also if you want them to pay a little money to be in that group, especially if you're giving them value, $9.99 is an easy one, I think, for most people. It bills monthly, like I said, if you're using 22 Social and PayPal. I know people that charge a lot more. I know some people that have a $250 a month group that they're running and doing it very well. And I'm sure there's probably people that even have more expensive. But the things you can do now within the group, like I said, set up that membership site with those training videos and stuff like in there, I think just adds even more value. And then on the administrative side, to be able to know more about the people that are in your group and their habits, I think is going to be good just for future marketing with those people.
I agree. That whole piece for like what I do and what John does, I think is huge. I mean, I've already started building, even like in this mastermind that you jumped in the other day, I've already started building that curriculum using that process for everybody, so that when I finish and basically move those people out, I already got the next one built, and I can implement that all over again and charge for it, and it's already built out. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to drop. Let's see. I don't know what happens here when I do this. It's probably going to replace my screen. Let me put myself in a different position here. Hold on. Stand by. Make myself a little bit larger. Dun, dun, dun. Hold on. Stand by. Where is it? Where is my tool? There we go. All right, so you should be able to see my screen here.
Yes.
All right, let me go back to it now. Let's see if you can see my cursor. Sometimes you can't see the cursor. Gosh darn it. You can't. Oh, well, I was going to show you something. On the far right, you see where it says agenda? It's the far right, right underneath my 0 to Hero. That agenda there, if you click on agenda, that allows you, let's see what pops up when I do that. So you can plan ahead. You see that arrow there? Create an agenda to keep track of conversation topics. You can use agenda items, titles as on screen updates, and click on show. So it allows you to put those URLs that you're going to use throughout your show. So if I wanted to send people and say, hey, here is 22 Social. It's a great platform. Click on this. You could put your affiliate link in there that will show people that they can click on and they can see it. Now they can't click on it, but they can see that kind of stuff. If you're going to be talking about your 5 best practices for running a Facebook Live, you'll put number 1 and then whatever number 1 is, number 2 and number 2 is, and it'll show up as a lower third when you click on it. I don't have any setup, but let me see if I can do it now. So let's say 1. No backlighting. So now that that's there, you just hit the button show, and
There it is.
pops up. Then number 2 would be make sure mic is working. All right. Add agenda item. So now here's number 2. So now what I'm getting, okay, in number 2, we are going to talk about making sure that your mic is working. So you can see that each one of those can be set up ahead of time so that you stay on track, which I don't, and need these help. But that's another thing that wasn't available before that at least is available to all of us now, that those agenda items. And again, you can put links in there that remind people where to go, or again, it reminds me, right? It'll keep me on track. If I see that there's an agenda item that I haven't shared yet, I'll see it on there on the agenda item. So that's all now available on BeLive. So I think, again, and they're adding stuff. Much like Facebook, they're adding new tools all the time that make it just a no-brainer to use and to continue paying attention to what's going on both in the platforms. Facebook too. Facebook just there's so much new stuff, but I still can't use audio live. Is that what it's called, Dean? You used it a couple times.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you can't.
No, still not available on my iPhone.
Wow.
And now the moment's passed. I don't even care anymore. I'm not sure that I would even use it. Do you use it anymore, audio live?
Not much, because they kept giving me a hassle about playing music on it, and I just said, okay, forget it. I'll just do it another way. Forget you. I'll go back to podcasts and SoundCloud. Forget this.
So, Dean, before we cut out of here, what's the name of your show? What should people be looking for as far as your TV show?
Yeah, mine is the Dean Renfro Show, original, and that's the name of it. And so, I try to come on sometime in that 11 to 1:30, 2 o'clock to try to catch people both ways of the coast, since I'm in Central Time. But I'm working on a new format of that because I started another channel called Houston Live, and I'm going to try to I'm going to take up John's approach here and try to do 100 days in a row on Houston Live, interviewing people in Houston, all kind of business people. So I'm going to try to build that audience up, and of course I'm going to try to monetize it.
All right.
At some point with either paid advertisement or sponsor advertisement, and of course, hopefully that leads, even to me being able to speak to groups from that, because to me it's an easy thing to do, and the hardest part, is I think we all get it, and John knows for sure because he's done it, is getting the whole 100 days mapped out and getting in this case interviewing speakers, getting that lined up, getting those people in place.
That's a tough part, having all people lined up for all those shows. And then, if you're anything like me, you have to script everything. So you spend about 3 hours scripting a 1 hour show.
Well, fortunately, I have a software from Jimenez on doing an interview. It's already all scripted. All I got to do is fill in the blanks.
I have that. Which software is that? Is that the Wizard, the Webinar Wizard?
Yeah, the Webinar Wizard. He has an Interview Wizard. He has a Book Wizard.
I don't know if I have maybe I just have the one. If they're not all in the same program.
They're not all. They're all separate.
Oh, okay.
But I found that works really well because when I get to doing the basic with the person, then I've got everything. I can send it to them. Here's all the questions you're going to ask. I already know your answers if you fill it in. And it kind of does what you do. It maps out the steps in this thing.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see putting that, copy and pasting that right into the agenda so that it's like boom, 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 and you're done. You got it.
Wow, that sounds pretty awesome. Do they have the divorce wizard? Because I need that. Sorry, I didn't mean to go there. So we put up the Dean Renfro Show. Dean, when you get a chance, go ahead and put your Facebook URL in the chat. That way people can click on it and find you. Hey, John McCabe, are you currently doing a live show? I haven't seen you on lately.
No, so the live show that I was doing, that traditional format.
Yeah.
So I started back up just after Christmas, and because I was so involved with the program and building this program out, I just put it on hiatus. It is going to be starting back up, but it's going to be a little bit different format. So when I have private clients coming on or people investing in my program, as part of a bonus, they'll actually be the ones that I interview, and we'll be repurposing the videos from the interview, creating branded interviews for my clients, and then I'll be selective about bringing on special guests. Like I'll have you guys on again. I've got Ben Pritchard coming in town next week. Ben, I don't know, Andy, if you met him down at the P&P event in San Diego this weekend. He's a fellow Canadian that I met years ago. He was down at the event that you were just coaching at. So he's coming in town and is popping over my place. So we're going to do a Facebook Live next week. But yeah, so I'll still be doing the interview style, but it is so much work lining that up, doing that 5 days a week for 3 to 4 months at a time, lining up guests. It's getting the guests. That's the biggest hurdle, is lining up guests. And then when you don't have guests, having enough variety of things to talk about for an hour. It was, so I will do it. I will continue to do it, but I have to do it differently just because that's just too taxing to do that, plus trying to build or grow a business. I haven't found anything better that generates me more attention.
Right.
So I'm actually going to be releasing a series, doing a 12-part video series as part of my own program, talking about my specific stuff. So I will be doing it again, but it's going to take a little bit different format. But still, I'll be putting out a lot of content, interviewing people,
Good.
helping people out. So it'll just be a little bit slightly different, not the 5 days a week for months on end.
Well, I'll be looking forward to watching out for it and see what you're doing. When you get a chance to, if you want somebody to follow a webpage you might have or something you got going on, just go ahead and slip that into the comment section so we can click on it and get connected with you. But I appreciate both of you guys coming on, because we've been on for over an hour. And so when we talk about, when we get into the stuff, I mean, we can just go on and talk about, hopefully it's valuable stuff to somebody, not just to us as we're talking about it. But I get excited about these Facebook group things, and Be Live, when they came out and gave us all the tools to do stuff. Obviously, I need more practice with a couple of them, but because I was just clicking, you can't see what I'm doing, but there's different views. You can have 3 side by side. You can have one person bigger than the other and 2 smaller. There's all kinds of different configurations. So I've been fiddling with those, and you guys have been spinning around like a top on the screen. But I just see the value in all of this stuff. Being able to share people's comments, I think, is valuable. People want to see that they're recognized as they're watching and want to see their picture on the screen, that kind of stuff. So I would say the 2 things that definitely I'm most excited about right now are Facebook groups and the ability to put a membership training course inside there, and what we can do with Be Live, I think. And both of them together, I think there's some valuable stuff that we can all begin to do. And neither one of them are done. There's more stuff coming, from what I hear, of that's going to even help us in this niche, whatever that niche is. The internet online programming, I think, is really, really good for all of us. That it's going to be valuable.
I think one of the things that Facebook started rolling this out, and one of my pages yesterday that I made gave me that feature, and that was the ability to put a 20 to 90 second video in the cover instead of a picture. And that, I tell you what, it impresses the super out of everybody. So I'm like, oh, wow. And because if you create the right video, like if you took something like this, if you were a show and you showed this kind of a thing, I think people would like, oh, wow, I'm coming back to watch this show because look, this is what goes on there.
So that's, Dean, sorry, that's your cover image on your page?
Yep. They are now letting you put Now,
guess I'm not that important. I don't have it.
well,
It's not available on all of them. It's just on some.
yeah, and a bunch of the older pages, I don't know how long it'll be, but it's just like I made 4 new pages yesterday. One of them had the video feature. One. And
Well, you guys are also in the U.S. I'm in Canada. You know, we don't get everything right at the very beginning.
Yeah, someday you'll get restrooms too.
That's right.
Instead of outhouses.
We'll have to, you know, we'll do away with having to actually go outside in the little shed and using the washroom.
You know,
I'm looking forward to those days.
it was funny that you brought that up, Dean, because I just changed all my Facebook covers because you know that the Facebook the banner looks different on a phone as it does on a computer.
Right.
And when it stretches out on the phone, it cuts off the sides of it. So I just redid all mine so that it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
So
Move
that
everything in the
it
middle.
looks good on a PC and looks good on a phone. And then I was clicking on one and saw the video. I go, oh, crap, now I got to deal with the video. I just got the template so that I could figure out how, so that it looks good both on a phone and on a PC. And now they're changing it already. That's the downside, right? You just fix something and another problem's created.
Right. Exactly.
Andy, I have a question about your groups. How
Yes, sir.
How often are in your paid groups? How often are you in there putting fresh videos?
I'm more now. That's one of the problems. You got to make sure you're available. I did not anticipate there for about 2 months. I was going to be on the road. And I think I was home 3 times over the last 3 months. So it made it very difficult, but I had to make a point to get stuff on there. But I would say that I'm more active now in the Create It, Launch It, Profit. But now I'm coming back around, going and putting more stuff in my Facebook Live producers group. But it kind of does force you to think about it and make sure that you're putting something in there to make sure that what they're paying for is actually worth something, that you're doing something in there. The other thing, using LiveLeap, I'm able to broadcast in both at the same time. So it makes it a little bit easier than me having to do 2 different broadcasts for each one.
Yeah.
Now when I do it once, it actually goes into all of them. So that helps to be able to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering how often you're putting fresh stuff in there.
I would say for $9.99, if you're in there once a week, giving them something pretty good, that's 4 things. I think that's pretty good. They're getting 4 new things a month.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. Yep. All right. Did I miss anything, guys? Anything else?
Oh, I'm sure we did, but we got stuff to do.
I love watching the counter over here. I do this other show, and this is one thing that if anybody is still watching, I see that it shows one person. But on my Falco Canine Academy, I crack up because it says 2 people watching. And then when I sign off, it says 300 people were viewing. So I don't know how these counters work. So we may have one person that has been watching this whole time. But
I have a tab open, so that's probably me.
you're probably the one.
You're stacking the show? No.
But it also probably is because I do use LiveLeak for this also. So I think it's on 8 different Facebook pages right now broadcasting. And so that's probably why I get that many views. But it is funny because I always look and see, it just shows one person watching. And then I get off and there were other people besides the 3 of us that were actually entertained by ourselves. All right, so here's all my books. Go buy one. Go to Amazon.com. Dog Sniff Evidence, Big Income Expertise. I got journals. I got a kid's book. Go and buy those books. The reason I bring those up is because there's 2 things I got coming up that you're going to want to be watching for. One of them is Facebook Group Goldmine. That's a program I'm putting together to teach all the stuff that I just got through talking about how to use a Facebook group and how to put a membership training site in there. I'm putting it both in the group itself and in a Kajabi website. I just uploaded 6 videos just a minute ago. And then we're going to be talking about taking your book to #1 bestseller. So if there's anybody out there in any of my community that doesn't have a #1 best-selling book, which I can't imagine that you are, let me know. And one of us here on the screen or somebody else, hopefully it's me, will help you write that book and take it to #1 bestseller.
Yeah, you guys don't have to worry because I don't do books.
Oh, no?
I have no desire to do book. So my program helps people create the content for the book. Because
Good.
that's part of the program, right? Is the content in the book needs to be in line with the webinar, needs to be in line with the blog posts and all the videos that they're doing. Everything needs to be in alignment So as part of the program, they have enough material for a book. So we get when we write the scripts for the 12 videos, those are really the chapters. And now they have enough for a book. But I have no desire to do anybody's book. That's not my thing. I know how to do it. I can coach people on how to do it, but I have no desire to do that. But I have a great system for creating the content, and they get all these other authority assets like a webinar and videos and branded videos, and it's all done at the same time. So, nice. Yeah.
Very good. All right.
So don't call me, call Andy.
Yeah, we all work together. All right, guys, that's it. We'll talk to you later. Good luck, guys, with what you're doing. Good luck with your shows, and we'll see you at the next one.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.